gentlemen now.
Hey, Jack. All right. You got this stuff?
Yeah, all cleaned and oiled.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get it on.
Who are these guys?
It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
Hot damn, it's time to get down to the jam. It's time to get down, it's time to get down, it's time to get down to the jam. I said it's time to get down to the knowledge, gonna get on down with the know. On the morning coffee show, on morning coffee with Keith, here on Pop Culture Minefield.
Excuse me, can I get a cup of coffee? Black?
Can't you see we talking? White? Good morning, everybody. Oh, my goodness. You know what? We'll just go ahead and do that conversation that we were having just before we got in the air. So basically, to just basically say hello to everybody first and foremost. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Keith, with Andi and my soul brother Martin. And I got to say, we have some lively conversations sometimes, and sometimes they run a little long. First, let me just say hello to our first person, Andi Morrow, and of course, the lovely Penny. Let's see. Also,
our good friend, Real Popcorn Geek.
Yes, Real Popcorn Geek. And ironically, more season speak. Yeah. Well, speaking of which, we were discussing the announcement or the story or the leak or whatever you want to call it of the fact that it looks like we're going to have a Bond named sometime between now and the end of the year. And this was released by Amy Pascal, who is part of the two-person team that Amazon has hired to basically oversee the James Bond franchise from here. And let me just say, I am not a big fan of Amy Pascal. And a lot of film people, a lot of film fans probably aren't. I mean, she's probably, in my opinion, ranked slightly ahead of Kathleen Kennedy for the most hated person, mainly because the one thing that she did that can never be undone is that she was the one that made the decision not to move forward with Ghostbusters 3 after all of the negotiating to get all the original cast together with the original director to have a Ghostbusters 3. She canceled it in favor of the all-female Ghostbusters film.
I mean, that was kind of a dumb idea.
Kinda.
I'm being polite and nice this morning, can't you tell? I didn't say it was batshit stupid.
But you think...
I absolutely thought it very loudly.
There is
okay,
no
I'm going to
way.
be honest.
Yeah.
That was another one of those movies I just said nope, and I didn't bother watching because it looked stupid.
I watched it only because I was a big fan of Bridesmaids. And I think that was the biggest mistake with that film, is that they didn't allow the people to just basically do what they did with Bridesmaids, which would have made it an infinitely better movie, instead of just trying to basically copy what they did in the original film, just with a female cast. That was dumb. And because I really did think all of the ladies in that film were just funny people. And I just think that... Go ahead.
That's solid. I mean, the actresses themselves were all great comedians.
Mm-hmm. And
But it was something about, like, when you would just watch the trailers and stuff that
Mhm.
just made you go, wow, I don't want to see that.
Yeah,
Which kind of bites.
yeah,
Again,
yeah, it
it's
does.
like my opinions on Nolan touching anything with magic in it. I want to see, I love Batman. Batman's one of my favorites. He's a go to for decades, right? I like The Odyssey. It's a go to for decades, but something about watching this, though, like watching them put that together, it's like individually, they're funny. Together, they should have been super funny. But
Yeah. Things happen.
what'd you do?
Things happen in Hollywood all the time, but I gotta say, I'm just, I gotta say, on the list of just the stupidest of stupid things, it's being the person who canceled doing Ghostbusters 3. And on top of getting a movie that didn't do very well, one of the main actors for it ups and dies. So there's no way to even get beyond her mistake, you know. And I just
You can't unring that bell.
yeah, you can't. Yeah, there's no way going back now. And it is just it's just not good, you know. I don't know her as a person. All I do know is that she's very out there. She's very she's a very out there person. And if you were to Google a lot of the stuff that she's reportedly done, a lot of the stuff on the red carpet, and I will say this: good on her agent for making sure that when she was asked to leave her job, that she decided to take as partial payment, as long as Sony continues to have rights to Spider-Man, she will continue to produce it through her own production company and make a little something something on the side. In other words, there's no way to get rid of her. And so she will have her name attached to any and all Spider-Man films from here on out, as long as Sony makes them. There you go. So, yay. Happy news. Other than that, how is everybody?
Drier than I was the last day or so of GenCon. Actually,
Yes.
I was very safe. I was very much in a safe area.
I heard
A very
about
dry,
that.
safe area.
What is it with like Mother Nature trying to kill you guys up there?
Actually, it hardly, like, it very rarely storms during, like, you'll have thunderstorm, like, that's nothing. This was somewhat unusual. They don't get a lot of tornado watch warnings, and you can tell, because you can totally tell the Midwesterners from the not Midwesterners,
Yeah.
because they're going on, and it was like, I swear, every 5 minutes, like, you just want to go find the announcement people and tell them to quit hitting the button. We heard them the first 37 times. But, you know, there's been a tornado watch warning, whatever, you know? And we should all move away from any windows or doors to the interior part, and security is there to help you. One, I never found the security that was there to help, but I also didn't look.
Yeah.
So you had the people who are still trying to buy things and sell things. And then you had the people who are apparently terrified and looking for an interior bathroom or something to be safe. And I'm like, oh, darling, you don't know anything about tornadoes. Tornado wants to eat you. Tornado's going to eat you. It does not care.
They really don't.
They don't. I told you I went to Poland a few years ago, right? They don't have tornadoes really in Europe. It's very uncommon. And I tried to explain to them that the tornado will just get you if it wants you. And they were telling me that it was because we build our houses Canadian style, which apparently, as far as I can figure out, means with 2x4s and sheetrock, right?
Oh, that's sweet.
So I showed them a picture of what was left of the hospital in Joplin a few years back.
I'm sorry.
And they're
I
like,
didn't laugh
but
at
where's the hospital?
I was laughing
And I'm
about
like, right
Shinosky's
there.
comment.
Oh, so it's where's the hospital? I'm like, right there. They're like, but there's only a block, and there's like a row of one level of cinder blocks, right? I'm like, yep, that's where the hospital was. But it was made with blocks. I'm like, tornado wants to eat you. Tornado eats you. Like I
Pretty
don't
much.
care where you go.
Hey,
It's a
even
tornado.
even the honey badger knows to get out of town when the tornado's coming. So
There was a tornado that touched down in one of the suburbs, but
Hello,
not
Dr.
anywhere near
Woody.
downtown. Downtown, we just had a lot of. Did you know that apparently that's all leaking and too much water, and it was really sad. Like I thought the dealer's room had been fine because the area I was in, we didn't say anything. Now the miniature and card area. Oh, like we had games that were completely rained out. Like literally they had just set up and it just splooged water all over it, and we had to shut down games.
Wow.
There was apparently a leak over in like the first row of the dealer's room, but didn't affect most of it. There are other parts of the building, and I probably should took some pictures. Like I went out through one door, which I don't usually go through, and they had to rope it all off because it's like marble tile or whatever, and there's just water everywhere. The Conrad, some people sent me video of the Conrad, and it was wet. It was very wet on the ground floor of the Conrad. So, and a lot of people said that the roads there are not used to taking that much water that quickly. So whereas it wasn't as much water as like you would think, if the roads are not designed to handle it, the roads flooded very fast. So,
Wow.
but it was just a little wet. It's fine.
Wow.
Have an umbrella. Quit your bitching.
Well, we will definitely be talking about GenCon some more. We're also going to cover the fact that this weekend is Star Trek Las Vegas. Yay! Celebrating 60 years of Star Trek. And also because, CBS has been running the show for a few years. This is also something that CBS won't announce, even though it's, kind of sort of true. I think it's the 25th anniversary of Enterprise. So,
Is it really that old?
it's been that long since Broken Bow. So, it's,
Good morning, Penny. By the way, she said hi, and I didn't say hi.
Oh, Penny's awesome.
And yes, she is. Hi.
Again, this is part of the reason why I cannot wait until Kurtzman's gone. And I cannot wait until Paramount fully retakes everything over so that we can actually get back to, first of all, proper understanding and reporting of fandom and activities, and not just try to focus everything as being uniform as a way of trying to basically make up for the fact that all the new Trek stuff, their fandom isn't as large as the rest of Star Trek fandom is. And nobody's really that interested in what they're doing. I'm not saying there's nobody interested, and I'm not saying that CBS didn't really try everything they could to make it something that this mythical brand new audience they kept aiming at didn't appreciate it. But overall, CBS Trek has not been successful in comparison to everything that you've had before. Now they're trying to argue that the amount of hate they got is pretty much akin to a lot of the people that had stated they didn't like any one of the Star Trek programs prior to that, which is BS. Enterprise, okay, Next Gen had people that did not want to see it. What they forget to tell you is the number of people that were excited to see it. And the amount of press and coverage that The Next Generation got prior to the premiere was amazing. A lot of the people doing a lot of the reporting, especially a lot of their paid for shills and other sites that shill for Kurtzman, either don't know or just don't want to tell you that major magazines like Starlog and others did in-depth behind-the-scenes stuff leading up to the premiere of the show, which got people and fans like, oh, I don't know, me, really excited to see what they were doing. And don't buy into this thing that, oh, the hate was always there. You always gonna have fans hating it. That's BS. They're trying to basically get you to equate that what's happening with them right now has always been a staple of Star Trek. It hasn't.
See, but I don't remember any hate when I was young, and maybe it's because I was young. I just remember
No.
loving it.
No. They don't want to make what they went through seem like it's out of sorts. Okay, that and the fact that since taking over everything, CBS has tried to make everything uniform. That's the reason why they had to change the logo. That's the reason why they created Star Trek Day. Star Trek Day was created so that you didn't really celebrate the premiere of Star Trek on September 8th. They wanted to create a day where you celebrated all of Star Trek. Well, here's a little something that you will only know if you are a Star Trek fan. A lot of you out there who are Star Trek fans understand that Star Trek, the animated series, along with The Next Generation, and I think it was Voyager or Enterprise, one of the two, all premiered in September. So the month of September is actually filled with other Star Trek anniversaries and premiere dates. But by creating this one day where you kind of sort of celebrate everything all at once, it was a way of trying to get people, selling everybody on this thing. Like nobody didn't know the difference between all the Star Trek shows, so we had to change all the names. A lot of that stuff came because of CBS owning it. So retitling it Star Trek, the original series, because, that kind of went with Star Trek, The Next Generation, Star Trek DS9, Star Trek Voyager, and of course, Star Trek Enterprise, which real fans had actually been calling Next Gen or TNG, DS9, Voyager. Voyager was always Voyager because it's a cool name. And of course, Enterprise, or as I like to call it back then, Scott Bakula Show. But it's going to be something to see Paramount take back control of Star Trek and get everything back to what it was doing before, and actually making some really good stuff. I'm very hopeful for Star Trek United, and I hope that all the other actors and actresses and others who were originally part of Berman Trek will at least consider coming back for some new projects once Paramount is back in firm control. And as far as a lot of the new actors under CBS Trek, I really do hope that they will consider working with Paramount in whatever roles or capacities that will be given to them, because and again, let me inform you, Paramount really has no interest in continuing CBS Trek. None.
Wait, they don't want to continue the thing that wasn't making money and made everyone hate it?
I know.
I'm so surprised.
So if any of the actors do wind up doing something, they will not be returning to the roles that you have seen them in over the last 10 years. It'll be a different role. It'll be a different character. We'll be going back to the pre-CBS Star Trek version of Trek reality. Um, this weekend in Vegas is really going to just be a celebration of Kurtzman Trek and CBS Trek is really what it is. And I know it's supposed to be the 60th anniversary, but a lot of those people have been basically trained to not like William Shatner, which is the reason why they tried to keep him off all of the posters or whatever. They are going to try their darndest to minimalize him and minimalize the Star Trek series in favor of everything else that's come after. That's really what the 60th anniversary in Vegas really is. And that's unfortunate, but we'll see how everything goes next year. We'll see how everything shakes out once we get the announcement of the new movie and its cast and the direction that Star Trek will be going once Paramount is back in control.
So we need like a before and after episode.
Not so much. You know, they really can't do anything like that because anything, even.
Oh, I meant us.
Us, yeah. But it's going to be a while before we can actually get that together because it's going to take about a year. The Kurtzman got an extension so that they could finish all the episodes and stuff that they still had to put out. So I think they have just about finished all of the post-production work on Strange New Worlds, and they still have to finish off all the post-production work on Starfleet Academy. And while they're going to try to take a lot of attention for themselves next year to say goodbye to Starfleet Academy, that will probably be on their dime. Kurtzman's going to have to spend some money to make that happen because I don't think Paramount's going to be that interested in putting a lot of money towards saying goodbye to this show. They're going to want to spend a lot of time and money getting people used to the upcoming movie and the new direction that they're going to take this. And probably, hopefully, I should say, announcing the new Scott Bakula series. Which, the more I hear about it, the more excited I get. Star Trek United just sounds better and better the more I hear about it, and I'm here for it. But also, somebody's, there's the rumor that Lower Decks could be coming back for a movie or something. For all you people out there that enjoyed Lower Decks, more power to you. I'm glad you liked it. I'm not enamored. There's nothing that I've seen in Lower Decks that stands out to me, but I'm glad that there are people out there that are fans of it.
I will be honest, I haven't finished. I maybe watched first season, but that's as far as I got. I didn't think it was that bad. But it's lighthearted and not deep.
Yeah. I'm happy for you.
I don't know. Does it get worse after the first season?
I'm not the guy to ask.
We'll ask Martin. Hey, Martin, does it get...
What's the question again?
Does Lower Decks get better or worse after the first season?
Well, you can get lower. That's my opinion.
I will be honest. I did not watch it for highbrow, thoughtful things. I watched it for... I don't even know that I watched it for being a Star Trek thing. Just adult animation, shut brain off. Which may be all it's good for. Well,
Andi, that also qualifies you since you have writing experience to actually be a writer on Strange New Worlds now. So, once you shut your brain off, you can actually go to work on that show.
Yeah, I'm avoiding work.
Well, there you go. See, now they lost out on somebody that could have improved quality.
I get peopled out right after Gen Con for a little bit. I just have to kind of like know people and reset for a few days.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Penny, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Look, I mean it. When I'm not trying to be bad about it. I mean it when I say if you enjoy it.
Thank you, Penny.
Enjoy it. Okay, just enjoy the heck out of it. But
again,
I didn't find it funny. I sit there
but
just like,
but Keith, did you go into it thinking it was going to be like a real Star Trek anything?
no, it's Kurtzman Trek. Look,
Which is why I'm like, if you go into it, it's that bringing down your expectation. I think.
Yeah.
Like I didn't go into it thinking this was going to be a big Trekkie thing. I went into it going, it's adult animation. Shut brain off. Find it funny. Move forward.
I went into it because it was sold to me as, hey, you know, if you're a Star Trek fan, this is going to be the funniest thing. It's like, oh, okay, it's going to make me laugh. And just like with Big Bang Theory, I sat there going, okay, anytime, make me laugh, anytime, and then credits.
See, I have my dumb moments. I don't mind Big Bang Theory. Like I liked Malcolm in the Middle so much better as a sitcom, but I don't mind Big Bang Theory. It's background noise when I'm trying to shut down.
Again, Big Bang Theory is not really that bad of a show. It just didn't do the one thing that, you know, look, I envy people that love the heck out of the Big Bang Theory and think it's the funniest thing ever. Because that means they see something that I don't. And I'm kind of envious of them for that. I don't think it's funny in that way. I'm sorry, I don't.
I don't know that it's the end all. Like I said, I mean, for a much better sitcom, Malcolm in the Middle. But I think part of the problem is that lately, in the last, especially 5 to 10 years, name me a decent sitcom. There are very few.
There are.
They've gone. They're not out there anymore.
Sitcoms aimed at people who are pop culture fans, geeks, nerds, and other things. It's even rarer than that. You know, look, real popcorn geek. Let me tell you something. If you are a Rick and Morty fan and you're not a Community fan, then you're not really that much of a Rick and Morty fan. Because that's all the same universe. That is one gigantic universe. Meaning that Greendale Community College exists in the Rick and Morty universe, and that Rick and Morty actually exist with the characters from Community. That's what that means. I
didn't know that.
Yeah, it's all from the same people.
I get that it's the same people, but did they actually tie the universes?
They're tied.
Other than the same people work.
They are tied together. And there's a reason why somebody that only lasted half a season working on Rick and Morty was hired by CBS and et al. For New Track to do Lower Decks. I can see why. You know, I was not that impressed with his so-called writing abilities. But again, if you think it's funny and you're entertained, so be it. Love it. Dig it. Love it all. You know? But it's not for me. You know, I'm a big Trek fan. I just didn't think it was that funny.
And I can get that. I can be behind that. I mean, we have to have different shows to hit different marks. And,
that's right.
You know, there are times and points where I like Rick and Morty on occasion. I do.
Again, Rick and Morty is also an acquired taste.
It falls into that shut down brain for me.
Yes.
Right.
That's the way I think about Big Bang Theory. It's very formulaic because it matches the formula for all the other shows done by that particular producer / creator. All of his shows follow the same beat. And once you learn what that beat is, then you can predict where all the laughs are going to be, where all of the major, the clapping point, everything. And after a while, I remember I just got good at going and laugh track, and I just kept doing that. And again, I kind of sort of, I kind of liked Mom. I thought Mom was funny. I kind of liked Two and a Half Men. Uh, and of course you have Big Bang Theory, and it's all of the same thing. It's all the
Mom
same.
wasn't bad. Two and a Half Men, I didn't care after the changes, which I understand why the changes were there, but I think it lost a lot.
Yes.
But I mean,
Yes,
let's be honest. When did Mom go off the air? Except for reruns.
I think Mom's been off the air for at least 4 years now. 4 or 5.
Yeah. That's the problem. Find me a more recent sitcom.
And again, I'm waiting. I'm trying to be real patient, waiting for the Community movie. So they better give us the Community movie. Now, if we're going to wait for the brothers to be available, if that's what they're waiting for, I can understand it. That's not going to be making it easier for me to wait, because we got to wait for Kevin Feige to be done with them. But if we're really gonna wait for the brothers to be done with their commitment to the MCU, then okay. But Community really is, as I've said before, it's the biggest difference between Community and Big Bang is that Big Bang Theory is a comedy show written by comedy writers as part of a formula for the kinds of comedies that they're used to. Community is a geek and nerd show written by geeks and nerds about how they see normal people. That's it. And it includes incredible references. And like Big Bang Theory, though Big Bang at least was attached to a network that loved to spend money on cameos by a lot of stars. They didn't do that in Community. If you were a major star that they really enjoyed, instead of having you have a cameo, they wrote you in as a character. So you got a chance to be a character. And for instance, Star Trek is big part of Community, just like Big Bang Theory. But whereas with a lot of the Star Trek actors are Star Trek actors in Big Bang Theory, in the world of Community, some of them are actually characters. And in the case of one particular actor, LeVar Burton, he's the dad of one of the main characters of the show. I keep telling people all the time. And it's like I keep getting people going, wait a minute, I don't remember that. It's like, go back and watch it. It's all there. John Goodman has a really good role in Community. And again, some of the episodes of Community helped create, they helped start really big things within the geek and nerd community. I remember back in the early 2000s, I think everybody can remember how pillow forts came back into style. It seemed like that became a thing for a moment, as well as college-age people and some adults playing The Floor is Lava. Well, that was because of Community. Community started both of those. And Community was just one of those shows that if you were not a geek and nerd in good standing, there were certain jokes that just really you missed. It just went right by you. And when even the people behind Doctor Who become a fan of your show because you end up doing these really cool meta inside the Beltway type jokes about their show, to the point where you even have some people working on that on Doctor Who, trying to get merchandise for your fake show that makes fun of their show. I mean, you know, Inspector Spacetime. If you ever have a picture of Matt Smith wearing an Inspector Spacetime t-shirt, that's where that comes from. It's Community. Yeah, anyway.
I loved Home Improvement. But there's been other sitcoms I liked, and I do like sitcoms. For me are kind of brain candy.
Oh,
Popcorn says Mom went off there in 21.
Oh. Okay.
5 years ago. Like I said, it's finding a decent sitcom, and I know that we've somewhat touched on
How
this
I
on
Met Your
occasion.
Mother.
How I Met Your Mother. I wasn't as in love with as a lot of people were.
I did like How I Met Your Mother. It wasn't the greatest, but I did like it.
It wasn't awful. It just wasn't, you know. I think that, and I don't want to go with woke culture, but they're killing sitcoms. You can't laugh at anything because you're mean and evil, instead of us all laughing at everything.
Well, I could make a suggestion of a few shows that are able to get away with certain things, but yeah, as a whole, yeah. You know, it's just I think we're gonna wait at least another year or two before we're back to making fun of everything like we used to. So
Guys,
yeah,
I need to go for a moment, so
you go do your thing.
okay, I'll be back.
Okay, now that Martin's gone, let's talk about Martin. No, I'm kidding. Now, for me, sitcoms has always been something that I enjoy. What?
You're envious of my very fake afro.
I am not envious of it. I have enough Jewish heritage that I can do that all on my own. You're welcome. Get a good high humidity day going, and
now I am envious.
I know. I love Martin. No, I miss a good sitcom. There was one, and it was a convenience store, and I keep trying to figure out where it was set, but it was like the family was from some Asian country. Mr. Kim's.
Oh,
Kim's convenience store.
Yeah.
And I heard that behind the scenes there is some implosion stuff that happened as the one son actor became popular, and something else that you may have seen him in, Keith. But that had been such a great show, and I was like, what happened to this? And then I looked into it and I was sad because it was such a great show.
Yeah. I gotta say, there's a lot of stuff that can kill a show real easy, and Yellowstone's a good example of that. I just think that I don't know. I'm just holding my breath for when we can get back to just being funny, and everybody can just, you know, as long as you're not being mean, just be funny and do your thing. So,
but no, I'll be honest. If you thought that the pop culture universe was only falling apart somewhat and maybe rebooting somewhat with movies and television, gaming isn't doing all that much better.
That's what I keep hearing.
So we had talked about Wizards of the Coast had that big rah-rah about their union, which no one's talking about right now because many reasons. But did you know that the newest supposed next D&D 5.5, 6, whatever you want to refer to it, D&D 1, whatever they're going to call this damn thing, is not going over really well with fans, let alone old fans, because it's a major push to being online. And I can tell you on a business side, I know why.
Okay.
It goes into a lot of the confusion with that open game license. So people thought that that open game license was like D&D being nice. It's not. Absolutely isn't. You cannot really own a system. Like you can't, my brain has been shut down. You can't license the system as far as no one else can touch a D20 system. Everybody can have a D20 system. You can't own the system. You can own the intellectual property, like you can own the holders. You can own the terms Dungeons and Dragons, but you can't own the system, right?
Yeah.
Well, there for a while, everyone played kind of nice in that sandbox because a lot of people didn't understand that. So they thought they had to play by the rules and they had to give credit and they had to be like, you have to buy the core book over here, which made Wizards of the Coast a little calmer, right? And then they started to realize how much money was being made in third-party marketing. And it's a lot, third-party products, right? And when the big kind of open game license war started, a lot of companies just said that it was an open D20 system product. Now I don't even have to mention D&D. How do you like that?
Wow.
Oh, no, it's a whole thing. And so Wizards of the Coast kind of lost their... And on a business level, that's money that's not getting them anything. Somebody else is using this and they're getting nothing from it. If to attach it to the computer system, which you can control and you can own, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to give me X percentage. It's better for the company. They're going to make better money. But it really upset a lot of the third party people because they've been kind of skating that issue by just saying open D20 game. There you go. Right? Yeah. So that's where a lot of it kind of comes from. But a lot of people don't want it to, it's not a video game. And every time you try to force it into that more video game world, you kind of tick off because that loses the joy of the pen and paper game. Hi, James Jamieson.
JJ, how's it going, buddy?
So they're trying to not look so awful.
Yeah. Well, comedy's hard. It's not really easy. And between that and you know, the subject of the writer's strike from a year ago, I think it's going to be a while before anybody can truly just come up with anything. Now, that said,
I do like a lot of UK comedies.
I
do. I like that dry humor in them.
There's a lot of stuff going on YouTube, TikTok, other places where people are able
we talked about that. My love of a lot of these indie horror things on YouTube. Yeah. And how they're so much better than most of what's being mass produced these days. But
heck yes.
So
yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say one of the big things that we're seeing that is they're trying to court us older gamers by playing with this, what are they calling it? Icons line, yeah. And so what they did is they reached out to like Margaret Weiss, Tracy Hickman, Luke Gygax, R.A. Salvatore, and are having them create things.
With Joe Manganiello. I heard about this, I think. Yeah.
But I have serious concerns about it. You know, they spent so much time telling us that all of those people and all of the stuff that they did were, quote, problematic. You know? Mm-hmm. Like, and now they're going to tell us, oh, no, we're all buds again. You want me to really believe after everything you said about Gygax's dad, right? Everything you want to say about, you know, why you want me to pretend you said none of that. Mm-hmm. and that it's all gonna be super cool. And
Well,
when I see it, I will make a decision then. But
well, that goes with the rumor. Look, the things that have happened over the last 10 years seem to be going in reverse. The rumor that I heard now about the comic book industry is that there is that one last gasp, kind of like the Belrog scene in Fellowship of the Ring, where it reaches out and grabs a hold of Gandalf as it's going down.
and I would be more than willing to believe that if it wasn't for the other things that are happening over at good old Wizards.
Well,
So
what I was getting to is that Marvel Comics, according to rumor, is being altered, or as one person likes to say, is currently, well, it's being killed, basically. Marvel Comics, as everybody has known it, according to rumor, is dead or will be soon. In favor of something that you're going to wish it was completely dead, if it is true. The word that I've heard is that they are going to, instead of getting rid of all the people who don't sell very well, who aren't doing a very good job, they've decided to go in a completely new direction where they're just going to kill the comics and turn them into mouthpieces for all of the entertainment stuff, meaning that the comics will be altered to fit the storylines of all the movies and Disney Plus shows that they've been putting out.
That's a wise move. Not.
Yeah.
that's a horrible idea.
Yes, that means.
Well, then this won't be as shocking.
Kevin Feige will be. Well, he's already currently in charge, technically, of Marvel Comics. This makes it easier for him to have a way of keeping control over everything, so that now the comics will be matching, or in this case, everything that he's ever done is now officially comic accurate. I.e., he now no longer has to basically follow what they've done in the comics, because the comics will conform to what he's already done and will continue to do with the movies and TV shows. So whatever character histories there are, that's going to change. So instead of actually having been born in Manhattan, Captain America will actually be a kid from Brooklyn. That's kind of minor. Major will be that you can now officially change Prince Namor into what do they call him now? Well, whatever they call him right now in the MCU. And then you'll also be able to change Wonder Man to fit with the way they had him on Disney Plus rather than his comic origin. All the characters will be changed and altered in favor of the MCU version of all of the characters. There you go. So you know what that means.
But this won't be as surprising when I tell you that whereas it seems like Wizards of the Coast is moving forward, they're actually taking 3 steps back at the same time.
Good morning, Zach.
Hey, Sags.
Hi, Zach.
So wait. I need to run.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Hey, fuck you, Kyle.
Well, that also means that by default, DC Comics, which is still a much older comic book company than Marvel, technically wins. I mean,
you're not wrong.
They're still doing stuff, and that means that DC Comics not only gets to the century mark, but at least all of their main characters, at least the big three, will all comfortably make it to the century mark without having to. This is going to be something. I'm sad because I really did like Marvel Comics. The Marvel Comics and DC Comics and Harvey Comics and Archie Comics, that was, and Disney Comics were my introduction to the world of comic books. And I think the only thing that gives me just a little bit of hope is you need to understand that Stan Lee reinvented Marvel Comics in the 60s. Marvel Comics had gone out of business. He brought it back in the 1960s. So now there is an opportunity for someone to come along and do the same with Marvel if they can get Disney to get behind them to do it. Because I have a feeling that unless Kevin Feige can figure out a way of magically changing what has been going on these last few years, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of hope for a lot of the films that he is wanting to make in the next few years. And if the rumors about James Gunn are true, which means that John Campea was right about James Gunn not keeping his job at Warner Brothers.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I know. Then I have a feeling that Disney could just as easily ask Kevin Feige to go ahead and move his show on down the road. Because so far, him being in control of Marvel Studios, he hasn't really shown us that he has any abilities outside of just being a guy who can corral a bunch of people to get together. And he seems to have the mutant ability to know exactly what any Snyder era DC Comics movie was going to have in it, and still have enough time to be able to make a movie that covers everything that they had done first, and be able to get the movie out even before that film comes out, or just after that film comes out, and mysteriously have all of these answers to, or things that kind of mirror what they did, i.e. Spider-Man, No Way Home, and The Flash, which to me is one of the funniest yet biggest pieces of that you will ever find, because that's basically what somebody told me. And that's as far as I'm willing to go with that one. Let's just say The Flash was in production a really long time. And that somehow
Palpatine
Kevin
has
Feige
returned.
and his people came up with this idea of going, hey, I wonder if we could mimic what they're going to do with the Flash, but instead of having 2 Spider-Man, we'll go one up and do 3 Spider-Man. And still was able to get that into production, cast, shot, post-production, and in theaters well before the Flash came out. Just saying.
Okay.
Hi, Zach. I'm Andi. And I'm actually really old, but I appreciate you thinking I'm young.
Don't let her fool you. She just turned 23.
For the 77th time. So, going back to Wizards of the Coast and then
Yes.
2 steps forward, 3 steps back game. They're doing a crossover with World of Warcraft, which they already kind of tried to do with 4th Ed.
Yep.
And at some point, I will give you the diatribe of why 4th Ed. Look, I don't try to bash other games or other systems, but 4th Ed destroyed the need for a party, because your fighter could cast magic and your fighter could heal himself, called a healing surge. And let's just be honest, your fighter could break into things, usually just by beating it hard enough, right? So it destroyed that need for a party. And part of the reason for all this is they were trying to mimic a lot of that World of Warcraft video game style. And it didn't go well. It made all my third ed books so much more valuable again. So doing this as a crossover, but it also ties into Magic the Gathering, which they also have, right? Magic the Gathering has made big bank off of, we don't care if you like Magic, but you like Spider-Man, buy cards with Spider-Man on it. You like D&D, buy cards with D&D on it. The Marvel, the blah, blah, all these tie-ins. So as they're trying to fix the leak that is currently D&D, we're going to go and look, we're bringing back the old timers. They're not mad at us, even though we bash them left, right, and sideways. Right? For apparently the right amount of money, I guess. And, oh, here's a tie over. And they're going to start doing all these crossovers like they do with Magic the Gathering, which I wish them all the luck as a company. I won't be buying that. But I wish them all the luck.
So does this in any way also explain the whole Magic the Gathering / Star Trek stuff they're doing?
It absolutely, it's all part of their tie-ins. You don't like Magic the Gathering, but you like Star Trek, right? You'll buy our cards. Maybe you play, maybe you don't. We don't really care. We just want you to buy the product. And if we slap some crossover that you might like, we'll pick up those people. I mean, that's what it is.
Magic the Gathering, Harry Potter, Magic the Gathering,
My Little Pony, Magic the Gathering, Marvel Comics, Magic the Gathering, Spider-Man, Magic the Gathering, D&D, Magic, yeah, you name it.
Oh, wow. So...
Although I think that they didn't technically... Did they do one that was actually Harry Potter? Or did they just do one that was similar to Harry Potter so you had the feel of it without quite having to pay for the IP? It was a thing. But that's what they're doing is all of these crossover things. And now they're bringing it strongly into Wizards of the Coast.
Well, they won't be getting my money. I dodged that bullet. Now, if they had announced Magic the Gathering Batman, I would have had a problem.
Don't hold your breath. As many comic ones as they have. I'm not saying that I've heard anything specific yet.
No.
I'm just saying that if you look at it, if they've got everything from Spider-Man specific to My Little Pony to, Marvel Comics, what makes you think there won't be a Batman one?
No.
But here's the thing. They bank off of the fact that you're not buying Magic the Gathering right now. But if they get the right crossover, you will buy it. That's what they're doing.
No.
But it is what they're doing. Outside of Wizards, Paizo finally... So Paizo, a while back, you played back in the old days. I know you played some D&D.
Yeah.
So do you remember Spelljammer? Which was basically D&D in space?
Yeah.
Okay. So Pathfinder came up with Starfinder, which is basically their version of Spelljammer. Okay. It's Pathfinder in space. And they basically, from the get-go, if I remember correctly, and you guys correct me, those of you out there if you want to correct me, they basically promised you'd be able to play them together right from the start. But they never really did much with that crossover togetherness. They are promising by June of next year, June of 2027, to have something called Invaders from the Dark, which is going to be a complete crossover.
Invaders from the Dark.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Which just leads one to think it's going to be space invaders coming to the Pathfinder world, and therefore there's your crossover.
Oh, I was going to say, sounds like they're doing their own version of Alien. So...
I mean, I'm pretty sure aliens will be involved.
At least they're not doing their version of Stargate.
I'm still waiting for Barbie. Since they had My Little Pony, I'm waiting for Barbie the Gathering. Magic the Gathering Barbie edition or whatever.
Oh, no.
Look, if they did a My Little Pony, tell me they wouldn't. And Hasbro already, look, they're going to. You know it. soon as they think that they can make some bank off of it. And by doing the tie-ins, they have a better chance to drag in people who are not already playing, which is what they're trying to do. They're trying to make their bank. I can't blame them for trying to make their bank. Let's see. There was several new board games, some of which I felt like I didn't get a chance to play because I'm usually running the FOSSA booth and doing all of their junk. But there was a couple of them that I thought you would at least recognize the titles on.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find. I want to make sure I tell you the exact title. Lord of the Rings, Circle of Conflict.
Okay.
Shards of Creation, you probably don't, but I've heard very good things about it. I did not get a chance to play. Star Trek Space Hunt.
Ooh.
If the cover and the little bit I've heard, it's supposed to go back towards old Trek. If that's not Spock on the cover, I'm a little confused. But it looked like Spock on the cover. Again, I don't get to play. Each ship plays different. I'm working. I always love it because people are like, you're gonna have so much fun. I'm like, I'm working. Yes, there were comics for Spelljammer. You are correct. So yes, if you're mad at Wizards of the Coast and are not as mad at Paizo has Spelljammer, which is kind of their version. Lots of rain for the one day for a little bit. Lots of good games. I think that they said it was the highest record amount of people at 74,000+ individual ticket sales. The dealers hall was bigger by almost another like 25-30%. It went from like 500 some odd vendors to over 800 vendors. One of the cooler things that Wizards of the Coast did, let's give them some props. They did a like 1,000 drone light show Saturday night that almost got rained out, but didn't. Where they did like the drones would have different colored lights and they would have like Christmas lights for the sky, but like here's a beholder and here's a dragon and here's like a wizard, which was kind of cool. So I think that's probably the biggest highlights. I mean, behind the scenes, I can tell you some supposed smack talk about another company, but I won't do that on here. Interesting and fascinating, but I'm not totally sure that all the facts I was told were correct, so I'm not going to say it.
Okay. That's probably, yeah.
Until I know for sure, because it involves some company and basically kicking people out of their booth because they were supposed to get Kickstarter stuff. And a lot of companies, you know, printing didn't go as quickly as they would like. The slow boat from overseas didn't come in, except for this particular company has been selling the product to not Kickstart backers or even to other Kickstart backers, but has completely ignored one group of like first wave people. So until I know for sure that that's exactly what happened, I don't want to get too deep into the dregs. But that would be, I think, most of the big highlights. Is there anything you had wanted to know about GenCon?
Keith?
Yo. Sorry,
As far as I know, there was no fights over who was or was not using AI art, and supposedly there was a possible minor fisticuffs at Origins about it.
Sorry,
Really?
Yeah, no, the AI art, not AI art. And I believe the one at Origins had to do with somebody being accused of using AI who was offended because they had not used AI. But it's also a big difference between the people who go to the one versus the other. I think realistically speaking, people have gotten over the fact that AI art is not going away. You know, it's that whole technology goes forward.
trying to get the latest off of Star Trek Las Vegas.
Yeah, I was very curious about that.
Well, as I said before, they are having a whole big weekend now. This is being handled by our good friends at Creation Entertainment. Uh, Creation, because we own everything and everybody. Uh, Basically, this particular event, they are attempting to do something kind of big this year. So they are running a big weekend with Shatner and Kate Mulgrew, and here's a big name, Rick Berman. Now, as my other twin brother, Robert Meyer Burnett, has said, if you're going to try to do anything related to TV with Star Trek and you don't call Rick Berman, you are an idiot. Um, Rick Berman has a really good relationship with a lot more of these people than many of us have been led to believe. And while he may not have grown up as a Star Trek fan, I will say this: unlike unlike a certain Alex Kurtzman, Berman did have a lot of respect for Roddenberry and decided to try to run everything as if Roddenberry himself were truly running things. And the reality was that even though Roddenberry was working on the show, Next Generation, Berman really was the guy in charge, according to Paramount. That was his job. He was meant to run everything. Uh, Roddenberry was there mainly as a courtesy and to see if they could actually get this off the ground. But they this weekend is going to have the aforementioned William Shatner, along with Kate Mulgrew, George Takei, Scott Bakula. They just added John Rhys-Davies, who had played Leonardo da Vinci in an episode of Voyager. And of course, the main man himself, Scott Bakula, because, you know, it's not a party unless Scott Bakula's there. And they're also going to have Connor Trenier, Linda Park, Dominic Keating, and Anthony Montgomery will all be on hand to celebrate Enterprise's 25th anniversary. Again, completely overshadowed. If this is the first time you are hearing about it, and it is currently, you know, currently it's August. You know, back when Paramount was running everything, you not only would have gotten an official banner for the 60th anniversary of Star Trek, you would have gotten an official banner for the 25th anniversary of Enterprise. The very fact that you're not getting one and nobody's really talking about it very much is thanks to the people currently running Star Trek, i.e., CBS and an Alex Kurtzman guy. So, you know, that's they're dropping the ball. So if you're a fan of Enterprise, realize you guys are getting disrespected big time and have been for quite a while.
Yeah, since the show was airing, they disrespected us. Ending it in that way was nah.
Well, you also have to remember it's an irony that the guy who was running CBS for many, many years was also the very same guy who was responsible for making the decision to cancel Enterprise. So, and then he turns around and he hires Alex Kurtzman and puts together that impossible contract he gave him that made him the de facto boss of all things Star Trek, and thus laid the groundwork for all of the stuff that's happened up to now, both in terms of what occurred in front of the camera and a lot of the difficulties behind the scenes. Let's see. They're also going to have actors. Oh man, they're reuniting all the kids from the Star Trek episode "And the Children Shall Lead."
Whoa.
Will be there. Well, one of them's Shatner's daughter, and then James Cromwell, John Delancey, and Clint Howard will be there. Oh my goodness! I don't believe this. Ken Marshall, who played Eddington from DS9, although a lot more you know him as the lead character, the Prince Colwyn, from the movie Crawl. Let's see. James Callis, who actually did an episode for let's see, he was Maurice Picard of Picard, so that must have been second season. And Tom Wright, who was Tuvix in Voyager, as well as Peter Weller, who was not only just on Enterprise, but also did Star Trek Into Darkness, and Bruce Greenwood, who, comparatively speaking, yeah, I liked him in J.J. Abrams' 2009 Star Trek. I really did. He was great. Bruce Greenwood is a solid actor. I would say put him in anything. Of course, Jerry Ryan, Robert Beltran will be there. And let's see. As I said before, Rick Berman's going to be there. But this is who he's bringing with him. Brandon Braga, Ronald D. Moore, David A. Goodman, David Gerard, Terry Metalis, Nicholas Meyer, Michael Westmore, Doug Drexler, Mike and Denise. Okay, Mike and Denise Akuda. All these people I just named, these are the people who Paramount should just shove a whole lot of money at and just say, make us one really good Star Trek series. You've got everything you need right there. Everybody you need behind the scenes to do. Paramount could easily just get this done just like that. Right there. These are the people you need. Now, they've also decided to invite Ralph Winter and Michelle Paradise. She's one of the people who's responsible for the 10 years of heck Star Trek fans have been going through. Let's see. Mike McMahon. Mike Sussman. Oh, Mike Sussman? Mike Sussman. He's the guy that has the idea for doing Star Trek United. Give this guy a shield. Let's see. And they've already had cancellations from Walter Koenig, Colin Meaney, Rosalind Chow, Paul Giamatti, because, you know, Paul Giamatti, come on. F. Murray Abraham, John Billingsley, and Jennifer Morrison. So this is going to be a big weekend. But yeah, they are really trying to pull out all the stops. I don't know how successful they're going to be. They're also going to do
they definitely have a lot of great names.
Yeah. Again, mixed in with a lot of these people, they have the core group who I would basically try. Look, all the money that they spent on bringing Discovery and Strange New Worlds to life, that's the money you would need to hire all those professionals I had said before, along with Rick Berman, to create one brand new Star Trek series. And I guarantee you it'll be more successful than the combined efforts that they had with all of the shows with CBS Trek. They're going to do a big salute to Galaxy Quest as well. Wow. And that's tomorrow night. So
So when your workplace can't find you, you went to Vegas.
give it away. Let's see. On Friday night, they've lined up a slew of actors to do a live reading of the Okay, they're going to do it live. They're going to do a live reading of the script for Galaxy Quest with James Callis, Terry Farrell, Thomas Wright, Juliet Landau. Hold up. Juliet Landau? Okay, for all you Buffy fans out there, Juliet Landau.
She's the.
Oh, wow, she is.
I don't know how to describe her. I had a major crush on Drusilla, man.
Yeah. Drusilla from the Buffyverse. She's also second generation sci-fi royalty.
Yep.
Because her parents were the leads in Space 1999. And that was the show that pretty much took over from Star Trek and was the big deal prior to Star Wars coming out. Let's see. Todd Stashwick, not a visitor, will also be a part of those who will be doing the live reading of Galaxy Quest script. Wow. And parts of this sound really cool. Wow. J.G. Hertzler, Robert O'Reilly, and Michael Dorn together on stage as part of the Klingons. Wow. Wow. Well, Jeffrey Combs and Vaughn Armstrong will be part of a reunion of the Enterprise cast. Okay. Wow. Parts of this sound really cool. Really, really cool. But let's see. They're also going to have some live performances from oh my goodness, the Nevada Pops Orchestra and some of the Star Trek actors will be giving us some I think excerpts from Con, the musical.
The what?
You heard me.
The the musical?
On
Yeah.
the musical. That's not new. Didn't they do that a while back?
Well, to me it
somebody
is.
did it. Somebody tried to do an opera of The Wrath of Khan.
Okay.
But
That's
this
what it is.
Khan,
Okay.
The musical.
I was going to say, I thought that already existed.
Wow. And of course, well, here, let me take over for a moment and show crawling back to Berman. Yeah, well, that should tell you how good of a job CBS Trek has been doing the last 10 years. If they're going back to Berman, then yes. Yes. It is yeah. Anyway, here, let me show you this. So it's the hosts of these are the Trexperts on the end. Terry Metalis, Todd Stashwick, and of course you know these two gentlemen. They're the host of the new and exciting podcast called Dropping Names with Brent and Johnny and fans. And if you're not watching that on YouTube, you should be. Wow. This does look like fun. And again, I know there have been certain things that have been said and other things. Look, let me just go ahead. I am a big Jonathan Frakes fan. I love the guy. I think he's fantastic. Big Todd Stashwick fan also. But Jonathan Frakes is just he's the guy I would love to just sit down and have a beer with for a while. But really everybody in that picture is pretty cool people. And I just yeah. Anyway, there you go. That's a little bit of an overview. I feel like I'm forgetting something though. What am I forgetting? Oh yes, I did forget something. This is aimed at Martin. Hello, Martin.
Hello, Keith.
You know, Martin, in the time that I've known you, I've always made it a point to try to be as entertaining as possible with certain things. And, well, I think I have been semi-successful in doing
No,
that.
no, you have been very successful at that.
Well, it turns out that there is something that I need to share with you and everyone else. Because, you know, everybody by now knows that you have this thing about certain toys and other things. And, well, here's a little something from my other twin brother, Robert Meyer Burnett. He's out in Vegas because he was invited to help set up
Holy crap.
the booth that Exo6 has. Now I point
The whole
Yes.
bridge.
Yes.
Ah!
That's what he helped to create, to put together for all
Wait,
of this.
wait. Look, in the back, there are the Mirror Universe counterparts.
Yep. The Mirror Universe characters are on the opposite side of their counterparts.
Holy.
But notice who they got here. That's right, everybody.
Nurse Chapel.
That's right. She is part of the big unveiling.
You know, when I saw those, I thought that they were the Amigos,
Oh no,
the 12-inch toys.
These are way more expensive than
I know, but just when I first saw that, I was like, someone did a really amazing job with those.
if they were the same. Look, if they cost as much as the Migos, then I'd have several of those by now. Unfortunately, when they come out,
He's had some zeros.
it's not so much. Yeah. You definitely have to go over another 1 to 2 points there.
I said zeros.
The average cost of a single figure is something. So yeah. Anyway, if you're following Robert Meyer Burnett on Instagram or any other place, he'll be posting pictures. I don't think they've decided to have him part of any of the panels because for some reason the CBS Trek people just don't seem to like Robert Meyer Burnett, my other twin brother. I don't know why. But here you go, Martin. I posted this just for you.
Nice.
Now I'm gonna try again to see about getting Robert Meyer Burnett on the show. That way we can talk all things geeky, nerdy, and of course X06, because I know he's got a nice X06 collection, and I'm sure you'd have some questions for him, Martin.
Maybe, maybe not.
Well, he's in good with the X06 people. That's the reason why he's helping run their booth this weekend.
Nice.
I'm sure he's probably gonna take home one or two figures, you know. One or two. But yeah. There you go.
All right. So what you're saying is we can't afford those, but we should do a little, Amigo one.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, Real Popcorn Geek. Yes. I did see those pictures. Yeah, look. Real Popcorn Geek, let me tell you something, my man. I was already going to go back and see this because they have at least all of the original actors, as far as Rick and Evie and her brother. But when I heard that Oded Fur was coming back, I was like, when are the tickets going on sale? They've already sold me a ticket. They have already sold me a ticket to this. So I am waiting. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this is going to be as good, if not better, than anything I've seen up to this point. This is probably my most anticipated flick for 2027. I am so ready for this. I enjoyed the Mummy films. I thought they were all kinds of fun. But yeah, this is a nice addition to all that other information. And again, Oded Fur is one of my favorite actors, and I enjoy the guy immensely. And yes, I know he technically became part of the cast of Discovery, and was also involved in at least the pilot episode to Starfleet Academy. Again, I don't hold it against the guy at all. I think he's an incredible actor. I think he should be involved in more things. I know he's got a great sense of humor. His work in one particular comedy alone should definitely, make him one of the coolest guys out there. And I would love to just go to a convention and just meet him, because I think the world of him. I think he's fantastic. Just a very, very funny dude. And yeah. Anyway, yeah. Real Popcorn Geek. Good call. Good catch there.
I had a question for Real Popcorn Geek, if he's still listening. What is this about a Jetsons movie, live action? I had not heard about this. I'm both intrigued and terrified. I'm very tired of nobody doing things right. Starring Jim Carrey, who I'm a little. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's probably not good. Not that Jim Carrey's a bad actor. I know there are people who like him, but
it's not the best cast.
I don't. Yeah, have you heard about this, Keith?
Nope.
On purpose, or just to clarify, are we sticking our head in the sand, going la la la, go away, or we just haven't heard?
I haven't heard. Okay. Look, I'm in the middle of doing some things right now, family related stuff that's really keeping me from.
Holy crap! Okay, this is the info that I just got. Warner Bros. Has officially confirmed that a live action of the Jetsons movie is in development. Yes,
Yeah.
Jim Carrey is George Jetson. Co-written by
Sigh.
Colin Trevorrow and Joe Epstein. Directed by Colin Trevorrow. And its release window on after 2027.
Okay. The director's name is familiar, and I'm bad with names, but I don't remember disliking the director.
Colin Trevorrow.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's good.
Colin
Right?
Trevorrow is the guy who actually wrote what could have been the best Star Wars movie that Disney would have made had they been smart enough to make it.
Okay.
And
So he's good. I'm right. He's good. We like him.
yeah, he's good. He's good. Colin Trevorrow is
But why Jim Carrey? No, I'm not trying to be mean to Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I don't think that this is the best
choice.
Yeah.
It's 10 years too late in my opinion.
At least, I mean, no offense, but none of us are actually going backwards and getting younger. So, and Jetson should be George should be in his 40s, give or take.
Well,
and no offense to Jim Carrey, he's not in his 40s, nor does he look in his 40s.
If you're familiar with the subtle, slightly controversial thing about the animated series, yeah, George Jetson should actually be in his 30s, but even then, that doesn't get past the controversial thing at the heart of the Jetsons. Which, if you haven't heard about it, I'm not really gonna say too much. But if you could look it up.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go look this up. I didn't know that. I didn't know the Jetsons were controversial.
It took a few years, but and having done some looking into myself, it's like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that. But yeah, it's out there.
Well, but again, obviously, I have George Jetson's age wrong. So what do I know?
Well, age is at the heart of the controversy. So, and that's all I can say.
I'm going to be looking this up. I'm not paying any more attention for the rest of the day. I'm just going to go look that
up. I'm sure you heard about it, Martin.
What is it you young people say?
No,
I got to go look up the tea. I got to go get the tea.
I haven't heard anything, so I know you don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna push.
I'm not sure if YouTube would allow me to say too much, but the way I heard it, it's called math for a reason. And like a certain preacher who admitted to something on TV and his career never recovered after admitting about his wife and he getting married and somebody finding out the age of their son and what his birth date was and what their marriage date was and doing the math and realizing that somebody didn't exactly hold up their end of the bargain as far as sex before marriage. Well,
nowadays, is that even controversial? I mean,
then it was.
But nowadays,
because it kind of shut him up big time. That's not quite the whole birth thing, but it is about age difference. So,
yes. See, I found part of it.
Yeah, you see what I mean? It is kind of a thing.
See, I had heard certain things that, in very much a modern, really, 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 like, what was it? Daughter Judy was learning to drive. And it totally leaned into the trope that women are bad drivers and things like that. That there was a lot of that type of silly stuff that was just kind of like of the time period. Who cares? Yeah. But I had never thought about the age differences.
Yes. And it's just how old George was when he and his wife decided to have their daughter. or should I say, how old his wife was. When
Yeah.
they decided to,
Well, because there is a bit of an age gap
a bit.
between him and his wife.
Well, it's not so much the age gap; it's
It's the age
literally-
gap with
It's-
the wife minus the 16.
Yeah,
But we can't talk about math because apparently math is racist. So there. And
It's not
possibly wibbly
apparently.
wobbly now.
It's not apparently.
How about I was always a very big math person, and Keith will remember that, like, big math person. I love numbers, and math is so much easier to my autistic brain than things like poetry. And I'm still trying to figure out how that works. So, but if I ever figure it out, Martin, I will explain to you how it's racist. I will come back and explain it. I just haven't figured it out yet. I'm still working on it.
I'm very aware of the quote unquote arguments to that crazy idea. Yeah.
I've heard arguments, but none of them have a logical anything. There's no logic.
you want
That was your
logic.
fault. That was your fault. Expecting logic from those people.
My bad. I have that thing. It's kind of like why I like math, is I like logic, and
You and Mr. Spock. But,
me and Mr. Spock. So yes, but
I'm not seeing it really coming from a lot of people who decide to make that argument. So I just sort of shake my head and say, okay, whatever.
all right. The new Spider-Man came out.
Yeah, it's breaking records. I'm happy. Happy that,
I've been told it's really, really, really good.
Yes,
It
that's
is.
what I've been told.
It is. I went on and watched it on theaters. I really liked it. And this is here's the thing. I don't like any other Tom Holland running at Spider-Man movies. I despise them. I don't like them. I don't like him as Spider-Man. But damn, this movie was good. And for the first time, he played Spider-Man, not Spider-Morty or Spider-Boy. He was Spider-Man. And it was a Spider-Man movie, not another Marvel movie. God damn, was good. I only have one gripe, but that's a spoiler.
Okay, so off the air, you'll tell us.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you
'Cause-
have the chance, go and watch it. If you don't have the chance, make that chance happen. Do it. You have to go there and watch that movie.
Yeah, it's only for me, especially since I moved to the lake. It's like a 2.5 hour round trip just to get to a theater. So movies have to be really good, or I'm waiting until I can watch it on my home theater.
Well, I
Because I
could not-
put in a 10-foot screen and a bunch of couches for a home theater. So
Okay,
that'd be good to get me out of my house.
it's a good movie. I don't know if it is a 2.5 hour drive good movie.
Honestly, these
Ugh.
days, if it's as good as you just said, yes, it is. Because there have been very few movies that have been worth leaving my home for. So
Well,
I'm looking forward to this one.
everybody already has heard the news, as it's been reported that this movie has done better than all of James Gunn's DC output. It's already made more money than all of those. There's been some talk about how much money it's made, even compared to Endgame. Okay, but I think people keep basically missing the big story. So if I'm about to break something here, breaking news, because it seems like nobody really wants to say it, so I'm going to say it.
Do it.
Here we go. According
Do
to
it.
the numbers, because I know how much Andy loves the numbers. According to the numbers website, which is probably one of the best websites to go to for real film information, Spider-Man Brand New Day has outgrossed all 3 MCU films released last year. That's Captain America: Brave New World, Therapy Squad, aka the Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four: Missteps.
Okay, I'm gonna say something, but I'm not that shocked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like saying, "Oh, Mike Tyson gave a beating to Martin Acosta." Oh, really? You don't say.
Well, but I'm looking
Well,
forward to it.
It's,
And I guess that's everybody's homework. Everybody who gets a chance should watch it between now and the next episode.
yes. I think it's one of those things where it's just that good of a movie, and there's the distinct possibility that Spider-Man could be headed for $2 billion. So here we go. Captain America did 88.8 million its opening
What is-
weekend. Therapy Squad did 74.3 million opening weekend, and Fantastic Missteps did a 117.6 opening weekend. Okay. Lifetime box office is 200.5 million for Captain America, 190.2 million for Therapy Squad, and 274.2 for Missteps.
You really don't like those movies, right?
Say what?
You really dislike those movies.
They all sucked. They sucked so bad. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I saw Captain America on the cheap. I saw Therapy Squad, thank goodness, when it made its debut on Disney Plus. And I actually made the mistake of going to see Missteps in the theater because, you know, I'm a big Jack Kirby fan. And Fantastic Four was one of my top 3 favorite comic books of all time when I first started reading comics. Okay, Batman, Justice League, Fantastic Four. It was like that with me. Okay, that movie was pretty much the culmination of what I've always wanted to see on the big screen. And the first 2, I got it. Zack Snyder, thank you very much, gave me what I wanted. So all Kevin Feige had to do was not screw up the Fantastic Four. And not only did he screw it up, he screwed it up so bad. So yeah, all 3. 2025 was probably the worst year in the history of the MCU because all those films not only sucked, their box office proved that they sucked. So,
Well,
So real popcorn,
I-
that really is the closest theater for me. It's about an hour and 15 one way.
woo.
It's a 2.5 hour round trip for me to go to any. Keith knows where I'm at. That's just the distance to go to a theater for me now. And all of those movies, Keith, I either haven't bothered watching yet, or I watched on Disney Plus which I get for free with my cell phone. So.
well, by now you can see all 3 movies, and I was not impressed with Missteps.
I enjoyed First Step.
I didn't hate it as much as Keith hated it. I thought that as long as I went into it pretty much going, it's an alternate, and I have to divorce myself from the comics, it wasn't that bad. But I went into it with a really low bar, and I think that that's something that we don't think about as much. If you go into it with a low enough bar, of course it went over that bar, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I think what made it for me was realizing that this is on another continuity. This is a completely separate universe.
that's it. Have to completely, it's a whole other dimension, whole other reality. Pretend I don't know the comics at all, and then go with a low threshold of what I thought was going to be there, and it wasn't terrible. But it's really sad that that's what you have to do to not dislike
Mm.
the movie.
Yeah, I would agree with you guys, except that it is now part of the main continuity for the MCU. That's what this new movie's about. You do realize that.
Yeah, well, the whole continuity is
Is
made.
messy.
Yeah,
no. The Fantastic Four. If you watch the additional scene at the end of Therapy Squad, that starship, that's their starship. The Fantastic
I
Four.
haven't seen the Therapy Squad. Still,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
I'm not very motivated to watch it, to be honest.
I've seen it, but I did not connect the spaceships.
yeah, that's
I
the
have
one that-
not seen the newerest of the Captain Americas. So I've
yeah,
seen 2 out of the 3. I'm
it's,
getting there. Slow.
It's not something that you have to rent out and see because that movie is it's a show. But it's the type of show that it is.
We're back to that. Divorce yourself from the comics and have a really low bar. And
No. In the case of Captain America, it's not about the comics at all. It has nothing to do with comics.
okay,
It's about a good movie, bad movie. You know,
and it's just that bad.
No, it's not bad. It's meh.
it's
Okay,
good
but
movie,
I don't-
bad movie.
I hate to be this way. There is so much stuff out there. I don't always have time for meh.
Yeah, I get it.
It's like saying Rey Skywalker. If you put her in a room with Darth Vader, Darkseid, Superman, the Hulk, and Wanda at full power as the Scarlet Witch, and she beats everybody. Kind of bad.
You don't want to get me started on that character.
Yeah, but that's
I do
that's,
not have anything really nice to say about that character.
That's what that movie is.
That's worse than a low bar. That's just save my time for something else.
You not only have to turn your brain off, you have to surgically remove it from your body and put in the Abby normal brain. And even then, it might burn that brain out. So,
Oh dear.
I mean, it is that bad. And given all of the different things that they had to do, that movie was in production so long. And they had so many different versions of it because of all the reshoots they did to it. All of the reshooting that they did for that movie, you could have made another movie and part of another movie from all of it.
Hey, at Real Popcorn Geek, stop bragging. 5 whole screens. What? Bragging. Shoot. Keith knows where I'm at. 5 screens, that's a big town. Shush it.
She lives over the river and through the woods.
Yeah. I liken it to, I want you to think about the most middle of nowhere spot you can think of in the United States. And then I want you to go to the most middle of nowhere spot of that. And I'm right there next to the lake. There you go.
Yeah. Over the river, through the woods. But no, Anthony Mackie, I enjoy the heck out of that guy. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I personally believe that Kevin Feige and the people at Marvel Studios screwed Anthony Mackie big time. Yeah, that movie's just bad. That movie is just so bad. And I would have to say that for me personally, it's just slightly worse than Missteps. Therapy Squad has its own problems because of of the problems with Captain America, which then affected how they made Therapy Squad. And I'll let you know this. Bucky wasn't originally supposed to be in that movie. And they did a really good job of making it seem like he was, even though they were almost to the midpoint of shooting before Bucky got added to the cast.
Yeah, see, I would not have known that because I have seen that one, and I didn't think it was awful. But I didn't
It's
know
up
that
to
they
you.
added him, and I think they did a good job adding him because I think it helped them a lot.
Yeah, remember these people thought it was a good idea to go ahead and do this movie and never thought about having Bucky in it.
But remember, they don't read comics, so what do they know?
Yeah, well, they don't hire people that have read comics. That
That
is
too.
still, and that's the thing. That is still the standing rule for how they make movies. Now you know why Marvel Comics had to die, because now they don't have to deal with any of the backlash in hiring people that have never read the comics for the company that is really the spinoff of the comic book company that created all these characters. Now they can just do whatever the blank they want because Kevin Feige says so.
But they're working on fixing that. You gave me hope, Keith. Do not take it away.
I didn't give you hope. I just told you what was going down.
You said that hopefully it's going to take some time, but we're going to get better. You gave me hope. You are not
You know
allowed to
what?
dash it on the rocks.
I'm not dashing hope. I'm just giving you an update. And at this point, Kevin Feige needs to just move his happy self on. You know what?
They should fire him and get somebody in who understands how to read a comic. But I will tell you, I have found this to be a very true thing. Reading is hard. I work for a game company. We make game books.
Yes.
And I will have people who come back 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 10, 12 years after a Kickstarter who now want the PDF. And I'm kind of curious on why, because obviously reading is hard. Come back 12 years later, you'd like that. By the way, they could have totally had the PDF if they had read the updates. It's really funny how that works. But reading is hard. I've now come to know that this to be true. So they just need to hire people who are so smart they can actually indeed read. Look at that. Solve all your problems. Read the comic.
I think Kevin Feige should be put in charge of Star Wars.
The Jetsons. He should go in charge. I don't want to watch that anyhow. He can go. What? You don't think he should be in charge of the Jetsons?
No, it's not.
And a bunch of other stuff I don't want to watch.
I could easily see him either being picked up by Sony and or getting hired by the Ellisons and running DC.
Yeah, but I don't think I want him ruining Spider-Man, which is where Sony, I think, is at still, right?
Yep.
And I don't want him ruining DC. So maybe he should just retire. Has he considered retiring?
No.
And just watching the movies instead of ruining them? It's an option, Keith.
I know. I agree with you, but nope, they're not going to fire him.
Ooh,
because
hiss.
He's in good. And he's still trying to make them money, even though they're having to spend way, way, way more money. It's to the point
He's
where
costing them too much money. They need to just cut their strings.
They have spent so much money on Doomsday. It's, from what I'm hearing, they're not even pretending that that it's possible for them to break even on the movie. So,
but I want Doomsday to be cool. I really do.
You're asking for something
It's not
different,
going to,
yeah,
but I can want.
You can want it, but here's the thing. They just want people to watch and enjoy the movie. They are under no illusions about making back enough money to break even. They just want people to enjoy the movie because then that means you're locked in for Secret Wars. And that's the movie that they're going to start. They're going to start with the pruning of the MCU. That's where you're going to have a lot more permanent deaths. Because as of right now, instead of recasting all of the roles, they're going to try to do a soft restart or continuation or a combination of both. So here's what they're going to do. Everybody that's of a certain age will magically either be transformed into a different looking person who will mysteriously be younger, or that character will die. And then they're just going to keep everything rolling from here on out. Now, the Fantastic Four are safe because they spent a lot of money to get those actors. So you now know that nothing's going to happen to any of those people permanently. A lot of the newer characters, a certain blonde Russian leather-wearing person is also got massive amounts of plot armor and everything protecting that person too. So they're not going to die. But somebody is getting changed. In fact, quite a few somebodies are getting changed. And Anthony Mackie is happily still going to be with Marvel. So that lets you know how we're going to do this. So the MCU will be predicated mainly on the X-Men, with a lot of the leftover heroes who have either been physically altered or will become the senior members of some version of the Avengers. And that's how they're going to continue everything on. So there you go. Oh, and Miles Morales. So Tom Holland's days are numbered. I'm not saying they're going to kill him off. I'm just saying that they've already plotted out how they're going to do this once Tom Holland reaches a point where he doesn't want to do this anymore. And instead of hiring somebody to be Peter Parker, the plan I've heard is that Peter Parker's replacement will be somebody who will actually be in his 20s, almost 30. Okay, live action version of the version of Peter that they have in the animated Miles Morales films. He'll be older, he'll be a bit of a screw up, and Miles will be the key to everything. There you go.
Good thing I am mentally separated from Marvel.
I'm just going to keep that low bar going. That's what I just heard. Keep the low bar.
Yeah.
Maybe then I won't hate everything. Because I don't want to hate everything.
That's the future of the MCU. So.
No, you're misinterpreting me, Andy. I'm not hating. I'm apathetic.
Oh, no, I'm talking about me. If I keep a low bar, maybe I personally will not hate everything. Because I don't personally want to. But I'm afraid that if I start getting too high of a bar, I'll just go back to hating everything.
I think Kevin Feige, if he's going to stay, should commit himself to doing something that even he talked about almost 7 years ago. I think it's probably the sanest thing he's ever said. And I think Disney would allow him to do it. Which is after Secret Wars instead of doing everything that he's done before. They should just go. And he had given a statement about he was talking about DC and how they've had all their success and how the films that have become the standard bearers for how comic book movies should be prior to the rise of the MCU were all DC films that were not part of an interconnected storyline and that they were just done to tell a story. Each film was just meant to be its own story unto itself, which is what Warner Brothers had been doing prior to all of this stuff. So, yeah. I don't know if Marvel could actually really handle not having an interconnected universe and just trying to do stuff individually for all these characters and where they live. So
Well, I am convinced that the whole cinematic universe was a mistake. They should have kept standalone stories.
yeah, but everybody kept yelling, "Oh, this works! Marvel knows how to do this. DC ain't nothing because they can't do interconnected stories." And it's like, yeah, you do realize Superman the movie is in no way really connected to Batman the movie. It's just not. Standalone.
Yeah, Shen, that's what they want. And okay, if you hate it, I don't hate the character. It's obviously it is not Natasha, but it's its own character. I like her. Uh, Kid?
Yeah.
Oh, don't leave me alone.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, I am just stunned after everything we've been talking about over these years to realize that not only did, I mean, it's like Kevin is basically doing his impersonation of the master when Peter Capaldi's doctor was getting ready to wrap up his time. And the doctor has made this entire speech. And he looks right at the doctor and says, "Remember, this face is the face that didn't hear a word you just said." That's
Dude,
Kevin
I
Feige.
can barely hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
And he said, he looks right at him and says, remember this face, because this is the face that did not hear a word you just said. And that's Kevin Feige. He's pretty much not heard any of the criticisms, nothing. He's learned nothing.
What criticism?
Oh, there have been criticisms.
Is there anything to criticize?
But he's not listening. And I just think that he's not going to listen. And now with this whole rumor about the way they're going to run Marvel Comics from here on out, he's really not going to listen to anybody. So, and I said it years ago when Gary and I were doing stuff together, and I said what they should have done, because Gary Beekler came up with this idea, and I agreed with him. What Disney should have done from the beginning was sold comic books in the movie theaters. That's what they should have done. It would have helped bring business to a lot of the mom and pop shops across the United States. And then I went one step further and said, what another idea they could have done is that they could have taken Marvel and divided it into two separate publishing companies. There's the main original Marvel publishing company. And then you have another one called Marvel Cinematic Publishing, meaning comic books based on the version of the Marvel Universe as you saw in all the movies in the MCU. I said, that's how you would have gotten around a lot of the confusion that people were having, because they were going to the movies and watching all these films and then going to the comic book shops. And unfortunately for Marvel at that time, as people were getting into things like Avengers Age of Ultron, you went to the comic book shops, and instead of buying the latest issue of Iron Man, they were pushing and had created Ironheart and were already switching characters out and doing other things. That's part of the reason why Marvel ended up crippling itself and why DC was able to get back in the game. You know, Disney sabotaged themselves. If they had just found a way of selling what they had to this new audience that was discovering them, and instead they decided to basically do to the comics what they would eventually do to a lot of the movies and specials that they had. All that stuff that people hated, they had introduced in the comics years before. Even doing Black Captain America. And none of that stuff sold. None of it. Fans didn't like it. And they went ahead and decided to do movie versions of all of that stuff. So you went from having storylines in comics that you were taking ideas from that fans liked, and instead went after storylines in comics that fans didn't like. But you were choosing based on who a certain character was, or what they looked like, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that has led Marvel to where it is right now, which is being sacrificed so that Kevin Feige can have an easier time in adapting all of these original comic book stories that'll be based on the stuff that he had already authorized and created, or in this case, helped to produce for all of the films, using the films as a main point for all of these future Marvel comics that they're going to put out. So it's sad. It truly is sad if that is the case. If they're going to do this, this is not going to go well. So anyway, I hate to kind of leave everybody like that, but I'm not really seeing too much to get that excited about when it comes to that particular subject. I am hoping Doomsday is good. Okay, let me at least put that out there. I am desperately hoping that movie is good. But if it's not, I don't know what to say. You know, just like I hope the next James Gunn Superman movie is good.
I would like some comic book movies to come out and be good. Mainstream comic.
Yeah, because again, I don't know. For all of what many of the people currently working for Marvel will say and how they're into certain things and how they want to promote certain things, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I find it kind of convenient that all of the obvious characters that they could adapt and do something with mysteriously aren't good enough to be turned into movies.
Which doesn't make any my logic doesn't make any sense. The comic's been around for 60 years, but it's not good enough. What?
Yeah. Well, what I mean is,
how does that work?
Like Yahya Abdul-Mateen got the bad news that they're not renewing Wonder Man. Well, let me put this out there. I would not have casted him as Wonder Man.
I saw something about that, and I think the thing that was shocking wasn't so much that it didn't get renewed, but that what I understood was it was renewed,
It was.
and then they said no.
Yeah, they changed their minds because money and other things. And my whole argument is you spent all this time trying to acquire an actor who was in high demand, working CBS series, and wow. I don't know. I don't know.
So for next week, we need a happy topic. What's our happy topic next week?
We're gonna have some happy topics. We're gonna have some.
Shinatsky. I mean, it probably will, but
it doesn't matter. That's what I've heard. It does not matter if the movie bombs or not.
Hey, we have the chief in the chat.
Hey,
good to see you.
Hi.
Hey, Chief.
Briefing with the chief.
You are more than welcome to come on in. Okay, it's an open invitation to everybody here on the Pop Culture Minefield channel, and you're one of our important people, Chief. But
we all love good anti-heroes.
Anti-heroes are cool, you know,
They
if you do them right. Yaya should have been cast as Blake. I agree with that. But Blue Marvel would have been the perfect one for Yaya. Because the Blue Marvel is one of the strongest characters in Marvel Comics. He's essentially their Superman. And for
just
some
not
reason,
Wonder Man.
Yeah, just not Wonder Man. I just think that that would have been a better character. And considering that, one, it's a black Superman character, and two, it's Yaya. Come on, man. You were able to get one of the important people of the Snyderverse to come on over and play in your new in your sandbox new to him. And you casted him as Wonder Man? Really?
But remember, what's his name doesn't take any criticism.
Yeah, Kevin Feige doesn't. Yeah.
Including apparently on who gets put where. He doesn't seem to care for that. But
yeah,
I am excited about seeing what comes out of the Star Trek con.
Yes.
I am super excited to see the new Spider-Man movie.
Yes.
I am curious to see what comes out of the D&D icon crossover, even though all that stuff was bad and evil. And they demonized a lot of it. But I want to see what they do with it. Not interested in the World of Warcraft crossover, but I was not a big World of Warcraft fan. Can't say that today. World of Warcraft fan to begin with. Like, I play video games, that's just not one of my favorites. I don't like paying for a video game and then paying you $15-20 a month to play the video game that I gave you $70 to play. I'm old.
Well,
I remember the day when you just bought a video game and you could play it. It's crazy.
Yep. I know.
So I want to see how some of the stuff plays out. I'm curious to see what more comes in the next couple of weeks. See if anything cool comes out for fall. Oh, there's a movie I'm looking forward to. That doesn't happen often these days. I think it's called Wicker. Have you seen it? It's a Wicker. Wicker.
Yes, the guy that's completely made of wicker.
Yeah. It looks like it'll be kind of a funny comedy. Fantasy setting comedy.
I'm going to put that right up there with Clayface.
Okay. See, because when I first heard about it, I was thinking it was going to be horror, and then I saw stuff about it, and that obviously is a comedy. but it was an October 30th release date, which
Yep.
usually is a horror movie, but everything they've shown is comedic. So are they fooling us? Is it really a horror movie and we just don't know?
It may be a horror comedy.
Horror comedy? Those can be fun. But it's got a good cast. And it seems to be a slightly newer premise than most of the stuff we see lately.
Hmm.
So I'm looking forward to it. But I have to wait for what, 2.5 months? So I'll have to go see Spider-Man in the in-between.
Yeah.
How about you, Keith? Anything you're looking forward to seeing?
Oh. For the rest of this year, I am slightly curious about Doomsday, but I'm not really looking forward to it. I am I'm really looking forward to what the heck
Lanterns.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to basically eating candy. Oh, you said lanterns. Okay. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not excited. That you know what? Let me go it this way. I am looking forward to the announcement of who's been cast into the new Star Trek film, and getting some a heads up on what the story could possibly be. That's my big news for next year. For the rest of this year, I am hoping that Amazon will go easy on us with all the Amy Pascal stuff, and that we at least choose a Bond that is just going to be flat out good. You know, I'm hoping that we get a good Bond actor, because outside of that, I don't see too much hope for James Bond. With Amy Pascal basically heading up the producers that'll be in charge, well, really being put in charge of James Bond after the bang up job she did with Ghostbusters. Yeah. So that's really what it comes down to. There you go.
I ever tell you what a ray of sunshine you are?
Hey, look, I can't help it.
It's at least it's honest. Sometimes I struggle with finding my ray of sunshine with some of this, but at least it's honest.
I'm trying real hard here, but it's just I keep looking at all this and keep thinking, and it's just like I am not seeing that much here to get that excited about this early. I'm also one of the people that have been saying for quite a while that you went ahead and canceled, you went ahead and decided to immediately not replace Daniel Craig, and went into this whole thing just reaching out to people.
How about you, Martin? What are you looking forward to for the rest of the year? Other than lanterns.
Uno reverse.
I know me. I'm going to give lanterns a shot. I know I will. Wicker, I'm looking forward to, and now I'm looking forward to watching Spider-Man's newest movie. I don't know that I have much else to look forward to yet. I'm going to reserve. Going to try to find my silver lining. there anything you're looking forward to, Martin?
Looking for us to go to the cinemas and watch. I don't think so. Mm, want to watch when it hits streams. There are some things. Let's see. There's oh, on cinemas I want to see Coyote versus Acme. I want to see that one. Uh I want to see the end of Oak Street. And
Oh, that's the dinosaur where the neighborhood got moved, right?
yeah.
Yeah, no, I want to see that because it has dinosaurs, so I'm totally in there.
Now, I don't
Forgotten
want
about that one.
I don't want neither respect an explanation. In fact, if they don't explain anything, I think it would work better. I just want to see the whole sheer irrationality of everything. That well, this is our life now, and we have to figure it out how to keep living.
I'm gonna be honest. I just want to see cool dinosaurs. If they bring me cool dinosaurs, I'll ignore the rest of it for that. I know me. Cool
Yeah, okay.
dinosaurs. That's all I'm gonna care about.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious with One Night Only because the information that we got first it's wrong. They said it's a story of two people in a world where they can only have intimacy one a year, and everybody says, "Well, how the species would survive?" And no, it's not for that rule is not for everybody. It's just for single people. And I saw the trailer, and
I actually have not heard of this one. One Night Only?
yes, I saw the trailer and I liked it. I want to see. It's a rom com. That's it. And it looks
Okay.
nice because it's look like it's two people that are tired of bullshit and just want to make a serious life.
That
And I
seems
think
like it would be.
I think we
That's
need
coming
more
out
of that.
soon. I think this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I will go watch the trailer today.
Coyote versus Acme is the one that I'm ready for it. Outside of that, no, I'm not. I don't think I am stocked for to watch anything. Not to go out to cinemas and shell out.
If you're not going out to cinemas, Lego has a Red Panda set that's coming out sometime this fall, I think. There you go. I fixed it. You could do a Red Panda Lego set.
Oh, we have the Tim. How are you, man? Little late. Well, we are running late.
That's okay, Tim.
Oh, Mutiny. Yes, I want. Well, I gotta admit, I'll watch anything that Statham does. Anything.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not the Meg or the Meg 2, which had, of course, giant sharks, but it is Jason Statham, and
yeah,
he's just fun to watch. No going in with any high expectations other than he's going to kill people and we're going to be amused. Wait, probably shouldn't say it that way. That makes me sound vicious. I'm a little vicious. I'm going to go and watch Jason Statham kill people and be amused. Hey. I'm actually not that hard to please. That's what's so sad about some of the other movies. Is I really don't think I'm that hard to please.
You were like, you had one job, and it was an easy one.
That's it. Blow some stuff up, have some fun. What do you want from me? And Jason Statham never. Does he ever miss the mark on that?
No.
He's gonna go. He's gonna blow some things up and kill some people, and it's gonna be great.
Well,
It's like I really like the Expendable movies. Were they
Oh.
high thinking things? No. Did I go into it wanting high thinking things? No. I wanted those old action stars that I grew up on and loved doing action things that I grew up on and loved. Heck, I think there's even a storyline. I just never pay that much attention. Go blow some stuff up, kill some bad guys. Yay! Success.
oh my. Well, I think it's time to
To go
wrap up. Yeah.
to go take care of my puppies.
Oh yeah.
Go to your
Poppers
puppy
come
says
first.
hello.
Yeah, I've got Knight and Raven. I think I'm just gonna keep Knight too. So I will have 2 puppies, which means twice as much puppy training. And since I just got back, it's kind of almost a little bit of a restart. You know how that goes with babies, right, Keith?
Kid wouldn't know anything about that, right?
Keith loves babies. Keith loves babies more than I do. I like
Babies are
puppies.
cool.
I'm not so big on babies.
Babies are cool.
Yes, they are.
Puppies are cooler. That's right, isn't that? They've actually been relatively good and quiet this whole day. Just sitting in my lap taking a nap. Good babies. All right, guys. I will see you in a week.
Kid?
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Mr. Kid?
Okay.
Keith?
One last thing. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
are.
There must be something wrong with my mic then, because I've been trying to say, hey, I got the full 911 on Bond just before we go. Yeah, it's Amy Pascal along with David Heyman. Now, David Heyman, I like this guy. He was behind all of the Harry Potter films and Paddington 2, along with Gravity and Barbie. But he's teamed with Amy Pascal. And those are the two who will be running Amazon's James Bond franchise. So good luck on that one. Wow.
You know, we're going to have to work on your silver linings, Keith.
I'm trying so hard. I've been looking for it, and I'm just not. Anyway, yeah.
It's all good. I know that we will get there. We will find some coolness coming back. I'm a firm believer that the coolness will come back.
Well, and if it's not, I am covered. I have a big collection of good movies and shows.
You know, I actually picked up a movie on my way out to GenCon this year. I ran across 4 Deaths and a Funeral. Is that the name of it? It's an old comedy. 4 Deaths and a Funeral.
Not that old. What, 30 years old?
But it was a good movie, darn it all.
Curiously enough, I have not seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
1994, I think. Is that right? It's a comedy. It has
Kind
a
of,
whole
yeah. That's the window of.
of death. It had Peter Dinklage in it. I'm trying to think. Maybe we got the wrong title.
Okay.
Death at a Funeral. There it is.
Okay.
Death. It's a dark comedy called Death
yeah.
at a Funeral.
Oh,
with
I don't know
him.
about that.
Oh, you should watch
yeah.
it. Yeah. No, it's really good.
It's been remade twice.
Yes. twice. I know it'd been remade once.
Twice.
Well, you're always better at that than me. But had Alan Tudyk in it, Peter Dinklage, Matthew McFadden, directed by Frank Oz. It was a good movie.
Oh, that could be hard work, being directed by Yoda himself.
So
With emotion, you should act.
very good.
Say again?
Perfect.
Wow. Jeez.
All right.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
There you are.
Okay. Jeez. You know what? I have a feeling that next week's show will be a lot better because
Are you saying this was bad?
my studio will be different. So I am having some technical work done to improve the quality of everything. So hopefully next week you'll see a major difference. And I do
Nice.
see a major difference. So
Ooh, you're bringing cameras in.
oh, there have always been cameras in. So
Well,
so
I
I'd
will
like-
hold you to it. A promise is a
Okay.
promise.
well, I'd like to thank Andy Morrow, Penny, the lovely Penny, Real Popcorn Geek, Shinotsky, Nothing Witty 7775, Thinkman's Girl, Canadian Spider Dude, aka Canadian Spider Man,
Mhm.
I also want to thank oh sorry, got a message here. Okay. Canadian Spider-Man, James Jameson, of course, Zax, James Caserta, and the Chief. And of course, you know, the incredible Andy and my soul man, Martin.
Thank you, everyone, for joining and hanging out.
Yes. It's been a pleasure again to be with all of you. And with that, we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody. Have a nice day.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Matt Damon.